And good morning, folks, and welcome back to the channel. I thank all of you for watching. I thank all my subscribers, and it is another glorious day that the Lord has made. And where we left off in that last video, I was in the process of getting this wiring squared away, and as you can see right there, I've got all the wire loom tucked away up underneath that cap over here. Over here, have my terminal ends in place. I do have a little bit of a bird nest back in here, and that's because I've got to start bonding panels in place. I'm about as far as I can go with all this until I get these inboard pieces bonded in place here and over here, and that's on account of this hole right here that the wire loom has to pass through. I've got to get those pieces in, and also I've got to get this cap on before I can install the mount for the stern light. Up here, I did terminate my wire ends, and so we are done here for now. Now there will be more to come later on this area right here, as far as tying in the fuse block. We've got to still run wiring like from the battery to this to the fuse block, and also I've got to run some wiring to power terminal right here. I'm going to have like a cigarette lighter power terminal installed right here. So of course it's going to be facing the other way, but I still got to get that coated with resin, get it bonded in on the edges like I did here, and then get the hole drilled for it. And then of course we'll tie in the bow light later once we get ready to start laying down this forward deck. Alright, that's all I have for now. I've got to get busy mixing up epoxy and getting all these pieces bonded in. I will be back. Alright folks, so this inboard trim piece right here, I got one bonded on. I did not get as far with this today as I had hoped I would. It took a little bit longer than what I thought it was going to, but no worries, we can take care of the other side tomorrow. But at least we got one done. Alright, I'll be back. Okay folks, I got this left side trim piece, this little inboard trim piece bonded in place. Gotta let the epoxy set up, and this one over here of course is done now, and I'm still gonna have to wait until I get all this primed and painted and fiberglassed of course before I install that switch panel. But I will be installing that temporarily just to test everything once all the wiring right here is done. Alright, I'll be back. Alrighty, I'm back, and I'm still waiting on resin and epoxy to set up. Like right here, for instance, anytime I drill a hole through wood, I like to come back and coat the bare surface on the inside of the hole with resin. Once that resin has set up, I'll be able to run that wire loom through that hole like I showed you earlier, and I'll be able to get the rest of the wiring situated here, get all that squared away. Once that's done, we'll be ready to bond that stern cap in place. And while we're waiting on that, while we're waiting on resin and everything to fire off, I need to bond this piece in place on the leading edge of the cap. And this is like a little trim piece. It's just going to be a kind of a continuation of that little vertical piece of trim right there. It's just going to go all the way around. And it also serves another purpose. This being plywood, it's got a lot of flex to it, and so this is going to help take a lot of that flex out of that plywood. It'll act like a stiffener, and so just need to get that done and need to get that bonded in place. I'll let that set up overnight, and then once we, like I said, get this wiring done, then I'll be ready to bond that cap in place. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, that piece is bonded and clamped. We will check on that first thing tomorrow morning. I will see you then. Okay folks, I am back, and I am pleased to say I am 99.9% done with all the wiring. I've got all the wires tied in. I've got everything tucked away in the looms. I've got all my connectors installed right there, and those of course will plug in to the back of those toggle switches. I only have two more wire connections to make, and this right here, these two wire connectors right here, these butt connectors, That's for this LED strip on the bottom side of this cap, and that's where those are going to tie in. And then of course the base for my stern light. I can't connect these wires, there we go. I can't get these wires connected up until that cap is bonded in place, because, well, that's kind of obvious right there. Okay folks, I'm getting ready to start mixing epoxy, and yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this thing bonded on. So I will be right back. Okay folks, time to slow it down a little bit. It's there. That's where it's going to live. It ain't coming off of there now. And so all we have to do now is, like I always say, we just got to walk away and let the epoxy dry. I will see you later. Okay, with all the wiring completed on my boat, well, 99.9% of it anyway, I need to test those LEDs and this bow light right here, and the stern light's on the same circuit. And I don't have any fuses for the fuse terminal right here, so I'm just going to touch the hot wire directly. I've got the switch turned on. I should get a bow light when I touch that green wire right there. Let me find it in my camera. There we go. Ah, look at there. Success. All right. Now let's try out those LEDs. Over here. Let's see. Up. Fine. There we go. And turn this switch on. And LEDs are on the same circuit actually. So we should have LED lights. Oh, look at there. Oh, don't that look cool? Get them all? Well, okay. That's what we were aiming for. All right, one more circuit to test. I'll be right back. Okay, so I just double checked. The two lights on this side did not come on. The one at the stern and those two over there came on. They worked just fine. Might have forgot to tie in the ground. I'll have to sort that out later. We're going to try out the bilge pump right now. It should be audible. Yep, we got bilge pump. Okay, so all I need to do now is just sort out why these two lights didn't come on, and I'll get back to you. Okay, well, look what I just found. That's the ground wire for these two LED lights right here. It was buried inside the wire loom when I connected all these grounds together for the pump and for those lights over there, and I just missed it. All right, I'm going to get this tied together, and hopefully, if it's not getting too late, I'm going to try to run another quick test. I'll be right back. All right, folks, I took care of that ground wire, but that takes care of the light problem. Let's check her out. Oh, look at there. Yep, all 6 LEDs, all 5, I'm sorry, 5 LEDs We are lit up. Oh yeah. I'm loving it. Okay, folks. Got the problem solved. I will tuck the wires back in the wire loom tomorrow. It's getting a little bit late, and I'm tired. Been a long day. And so with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video right there. As always, folks, I do thank you all for watching. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you to all my subscribers. And in all things, to Christ be the glory. And we will see you next time.